Oh, this is a fat joint.
I know.
I have asthma.
Wait, do you really?
No, but it's good. It's good. I have an inhaler that's ready. Those are good.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you know, and like instantly it's like, oh.
I just saw it in your eyes. Like they shrunk like 2 sizes. Like they were a
Like
4.
on SpongeBob?
Well, let's start then.
Let's.
So, tell me about a breakup.
Okay, I met Chad when I was 17. We met in comedy class. I came out here for the first time, and he was 28, but he thought I was 18. And I met him, and I was like, it's go time. I was like feeling it. We were partners in a oh my God. We were partners on an improv scene. We were partners in an improv scene. And I think he was funny.
What did he say?
He was like, okay, I know now. Shit. This is harder than we were in a scene together, and he was like a botanist or something. And I was like, oh, I want your flowers. And we were both really tall. And then we did this like walk together, and the whole class was like eating it up. And afterwards he was like, do you want to hang out sometime? I was like, of course. So we started hanging out. But he was like troubled. Like on our first date, he was like, I just have to run a quick errand. Like, let's go in the car. First of all, he had to pay for the gas with like pennies on his floor. He was like digging into his seats for quarters. I had to like give him $4 or something. And then he's like, I have to run a quick errand. So he like gets out of the car, and he was gone for 20 minutes. I'm just waiting in the car, and it's like, I didn't know where we were or whatever, but he was getting ketamine. He like comes back with tinfoil, and he's like, I'm gonna quit soon. I was like, he's so mysterious. So he goes home, cooks drugs on the stove, and I think there's a spoon involved. I don't know how you do ketamine. I didn't do it. But I just remember being like, there's a lot of people in this apartment. One guy was like on World of Warcraft. One guy's like making a sandwich. The shorter one. Oh, I told you he was really tall. And then I was really tall, so we were just like tangled in each other all the time. It was like, I don't know. It was nice. I'm like, do I miss him? So anyway, that like we just had like a summer of that. You know, like things were getting heavier. I remember we were at this fountain, and I revealed that I was 17, not 18. And it was like this big deal, and he was like, no, look at me. It's okay. You're the most mature 17-year-old I've ever met of all the 17-year-olds I've dated. Because he'd been with like a lot of 17-year-olds, I guess. But I was the most mature. I was like, we should date. I have senior year coming up. We should keep doing this. I think there's something here. And then we went to have sex right before I left.
Where were you leaving to?
I was going back to high school. And I went to like move my leg, and I like hit him so hard in the scrotum that he got the wind knocked out of him, and that was the first and only time we had sex. And I was like, I fucked it up. And then I like went back to high school, but we kept talking that summer. We would just like text. He'd be like, I miss you. And I'd be like, I miss you. I can't wait for my 18th birthday. And then, but the sex thing was like definitely put a damper on stuff, because I just think he got a little more distant through senior year. But then over the summer I came back, and I was like, okay, we're gonna date now, right? We're gonna be boyfriend, girlfriend. And then I got a call. He's like, listen, you're great. I'm like, you're great. He's like, the past few months have been great. You're so funny. I feel like that's how I remember it. I don't know if that was mentioned. He's like, you're the funniest person I've ever met. He's like, listen, I just feel like physically we're drifting apart. It's like, but no, we're closer than ever now. Like, I moved to LA. And he's like, I met someone at Burning Man. So then he, okay, I'm too high. I'm done with this part. So we broke up. But then 3 years later, he broke up with Burning Man. And he was like, do you want to come over? And I was like, where do you live? New place. Tiny studio. He seemed like he was in a bad place. He downgraded. But we had a do-over. We had sex. I think it was good. And now we follow each other on Instagram. And he's gotta be 45 now. No, he's like... It's wrong, man.
What do you think you learned from this relationship?
I learned... Girlfriend, I learned... I learned that... I know exactly what it just came to me. These standards. And if someone's getting drugs on the first date and it's not weed, well, just be careful, really. This is the wrong cracker for Brie.